So often with these videos I start with the fire in the middle, and well, half of the name of this project's around the fire. And you know, fire has been such a central point of our lives historically and emotionally that I couldn't imagine doing it without it. With what I'm doing, I mean, it gives me companionship, it gives me delight and color, and I can't begin to think about not doing, you know, that fire and canvas go together like peas and carrots, you know, or like, you know, peanut butter and ladies, and chocolate pudding and Chinese food and all that stuff. But anyway, I thought we'd, those of you know, I rearranged the TP today. And so it's a little bit different arrangement. I'm sitting on a different side for most of this stuff. I think I messed up the focus on Mr. Camera because it's all coming out fuzzy. Anyway, so it's a bit different. It's a bit different than it was. But what I want to talk about tonight, briefly, is, you know, where some of this stuff comes from. Because one of the aesthetic things I've done in my life since I started reenactment and this sort of stuff, and even beyond that I did it with other things, but I specifically have done it with my kit, my gear. We'll start with this box lantern over here that I keep on my night table. I actually just got that in 2013. It's definitely older than that. It's not an antique or anything, but I got it from a fellow whose rendezvous name is Straw Stalker. His name's Dan, and I traded him some frog skins for that there lantern, and he's a really great guy. Had a good time doing archery with him. Love his stories, and we shared some poetry and whatnot. And so I like that. That's one of the lights that I have. So I keep things around me to remind me of where I've been and where I'm going and who I did it with. So if we pan up to this box lantern, I got this box lantern at the second Bayou Salado rendezvous I ever went to, which was their first one that they had over at the Canyon City Royal Gorge Park thing. And I got that for some frog skins off of Professor. And so that's where that one came from. In fact, I got two of them, and one of them's gotten busted up pretty good. I got to get new glass for it, but I've got it in the shop to fix. This lantern over there is not my lantern, it's Brenda's lantern, and she got it last year, just about a year ago, from Draco. Draco gave her that for her birthday. Now, all these things in here have this little story and a little history to them. The bow and arrows I got this spring at the Dragon Unchained Renaissance Festival from a guy, great guy, Garrick, Primitive Archery, and we can't really see the bow from here. But it's back there. It's that dark stick standing up there, and it shoots well. I make bows myself, but it's nice to have other people's things. And he made these arrows, and thus far I've kept my dozen intact through several shoots and screwing around in the woods, and knock on wood, I will. I've got my broadsword in here for no particular reason. I don't expect to slay anything while I'm out here, but you never know. But I like bringing it. I won't take it to rendezvous, but I do take it to Ren fairs and whatnot. And it's not a fake sword. It's actually a high carbon spring steel blade, made at the same foundry that they still make the Marine Corps sabers at. And it's really an excellent piece, and I acquired it in an interesting way. I traded masonry work for it. So I got that in a very historical way. This clock, which is really neat, it's a Bulova box clock. I got from my good friend Sarah, and really happy to have that. I traded her something or other for it, don't remember what, but I remember who I got it from. And Brenda got this really neat little punch lantern and matchbox. She's really happy to have gotten that, and there's the hot cocoa. There's a whole reason the kids come and visit me, I think. No, I'm just kidding, but they do like it. You say hot cocoa, I'd probably show up right now. I say hot cocoa. So anyway, I've got bags and knives and things I've got in different places. My Cross Lorraine bag down there, and But I wear these things, and I wear the different clothes and different things from different people to remind me where I've been and who I've been there with. And there's my silly black dog. Hi, Ruby. You sleeping? Huh? Ruby? Yep, there you are. See? Hi, Ruby. How you doing? Yeah? Ruby's scared of the dark, and she's also really easy to sneak up on because she has really bad hearing and a terrible sense of smell. So she takes it personal, too. A friend of ours scared her 3 years ago at a rendezvous, and she still won't talk to him. So, but anyway, I traded that red and black for some beads, and that green and white was a gift from my adopted son, Kevin, this Yule. And over there, that red and black I bought off the professor at Como Rendezvous. And that's Draco's, gave that to Draco. And over there I got legging ties and scarves, and the dark one in the middle is Brenda's wedding ring. Our people don't wear rings. She wears what's known as a bonding cloth, and a married woman thing. And then I've got my calumet is in that bag. That bag's from the professor, and then the calumet was given to me by my very, very good friend Joe, who isn't around right now, but he'll be back around when he can be. And then I got a Saint-Denis next to it. That's a bull roarer to some people. There's a lot of different names for it. A lot of different cultures used them. But that's one I made. Can't really see it in the light real good. Is this thing going to focus? But it's something to welcome the sun with. And then I have some different talismans, a couple of which were made by my daughter Maddie. I've got my medicine pouch, not my personal one, but my group one. And, things and stuff. And just little things. I like things, but I'm not a status symbol. I will never put big rims on my car, and I don't have anything problem with anybody who does, mind you. Just not something I'll do myself. I like things with a sense of history and a sense of color. I got that on a shopping trip in Utah, up in north of Salt Lake. And the funny thing about that was I took a whole bunch of people from our camp and associated camps, friends and whatnot, and I was the only guy, and there was like 4 women, not girls, that's impolite, 4 women and their children. I'm hauling around in my Suburban, so it felt kind of funny. There was a lot of people to keep track of, but anyway, the whole teepee is full of stuff like that. The teepee itself I got from a friend of ours, a kind man named Tim, whose rendezvous name is Bear Claw. And he was making a change in his life, and it was one of those weird things. I wasn't particularly in a market for a teepee, and I inexplicably got on Craigslist, which I never ever do because I don't like Craigslist, and for my own reasons, although I don't really have specific reasons, I just don't. And but I did. I don't know. And I randomly looked up teepee, and then there was a picture of a teepee for sale, and I was looking at it, and I was looking at the background, and I was looking at the flags on it, and I'm like, that looks like Bear Claw's teepee. And so I looked at the number, and I checked it, against my phone number I got for him, and lo and behold, that was his teepee. And we talked about it, and I'm like, everything okay? He's like, yeah, just making a change and stuff. And I'm like, okay, and I said, well, I don't know if I want a teepee. He says, well, for you, the price is, different than what I got listed. And he made me a really good deal on it. And, I tell you, Brenda was accepting of the idea, and like, okay, we got a teepee. That sounds fine. It'd be something nice for the group or for the rendezvous or whatever, and got it for a good price and got it from a friend, and okay, that's all well and good. But the thing about it was that we set it up in the yard, practice doing it, okay, and that's all well and good. And so she was okay, kind of unconvinced. And then our first event we took it to was Happy Canyon Rendezvous Memorial Day weekend, south of Montrose there, Woodman's Rendezvous. And we set it up. And Dan Ortega helped me set it up, and it went pretty well. And we got it up, got it going, this and that, and dug a little fire hole in it, and this and that, and so getting on later in the day, and it's getting a little chill in the air, and this and that. She says, so I could just build a fire in there, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's the idea. I mean, we used a fire pit at home and we set it up in the yard for practice, but yeah, you can just use that ground fire there, no big deal. Everything's okay, And so she went in and she lit it. She didn't come back out. She really dug it. And so the next day, it was about an hour before it started getting chilly, and she's like, I think I better go build a fire in the teepee. And it was pretty neat because she got to be a real big kid about it real fast. And I worried that this was something that she was doing just like this project that we're on now, that she was doing this just to be supportive, and but she's been out here every night, and she moved some of her little stuff out. She put a little trunk in, moved her little stuff out, and then she asked for a sewing tent, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I mean, whatever, and I don't know, I think this is really good for her and I too. I think this is something that we're sharing. I didn't know. I didn't even think about it. Like, when the inspiration hit, the freight train hit, I didn't know what to think about. Who would be with me, how often or whatever. And I know Draco loves it. He's all like, man, I got to go to school tomorrow. And but then Brenda, I really hope she enjoys herself too, and hope she gets as much or more out of it as I'm getting. So about time for me to stoke the fire again, and maybe in better light I'll talk more about some of this stuff, but I like these things around me. I think they're beautiful things, and I think the people that gave them to me, or the people I got them from, or the places where I got them, are beautiful too. And I think that I couldn't be more prepared to live life as art if I intended to do that in the first place. I think I've got everything I need to do it. I just have to accept doing it and keep feeling the happiness that I'm feeling and the joy that I'm feeling. And had a little bit of an inspiration hit me today. I'm letting it rattle around in my head before I talk about it, but hopefully it's something that is worthwhile, and I'm able to do it. So as the fire fades down, I'm going to fade out.